So, why did you initially join the Army?
I initially joined because recruiters were constantly coming to my house, and you let them in because they're in uniform, so you don't want to be rude. And they would just come without calling or anything, just show up, and all they would tell me was about the benefits and about how there was not a lot to it.
And how did you feel upon starting boot camp? Was it different than what you expected?
Very. It wasn't as physically hard as I thought it was going to be, which is mostly what I was going for. Like a physical challenge, it was mostly just mentally, and then you find out about all the lies that your recruiter told you, such as the job that they gave me, my MOS, was 25 uniform, which was supposed to be, which is radios, but they told me it was computers.
When you weren't working, what would you and everyone else do for fun?
We'd all go out for drinks and get hammered all the time.
And how old were you when you joined?
I was 18.
And the bars would serve you?
Yeah.
What was the overall attitude of your comrades in the Army?
Everyone was pissed off, usually, like all the time. I haven't really seen any happy people in the Army.
Were there any stories you heard that really stood out among the rest?
I remember one time, a bunch of my buddies were outside talking about their first kills. My one friend just goes, "There's nothing better than masturbating after your first kill." And I really kind of stuck with me because I thought that was just horrible.
Would you call your commanders or drill sergeants respectable people?
My drill sergeants were respectable. I like them. They were good people. Some of my commanders, not so much. But just kind of learned to deal with it. Some yes and some no. Most of them, I would say, probably about 7 out of 8 of them were basically just dirtbags, bragging about all the people they killed, even the innocent people.
Tell me more about those stories.
Well, they were clearly just not smart people at all. And it seemed like the only reason they joined the Army in the first place was because they couldn't make it in college. I know my drill sergeant one time said how he saw this girl riding on a bike and found her suspicious and shot her. And he laughed about it and didn't even feel bad when he found out that there was nothing suspicious to her at all.
Now, did joining the Army have any negative after effects on you personally?
Joining the Army, for me, led to a drinking problem that I ended up having. And also, turns out the drinking led to bipolar disorder, which ended up getting me out of the Army. They're portrayed to be at battle all the time in all these firefights, but actually on deployments, a lot of people don't even see combat while they're there.
Now, suicide rates in the Army have been skyrocketing these past few years. Do you have any ideas why?
Picture it like any other job. When you don't like a job, you can always have that option of quitting that job. But when you're in the Army, you can't leave. Like right now, I'm Army Reserve for the next 5 years, and I don't want to be, but I have to, or else I'll go to jail. I believe it's because the Army, it's very, you can't really complain, you just gotta suck it up, and most people don't really know how to suck it up. So just kind of keep all their emotions inside, don't really talk about it because the Army doesn't really have counseling, really. And they'll preach about suicide awareness, but they don't really do anything about it when someone's really got a problem, and they don't know what to do. So, and they'll keep yelling at you and yelling at you and yelling at you, and eventually you just kind of break.
Do you have any regrets about joining the Army?
I regret joining the Army. I wish I kind of went to the Air Force because I did the Air Force treats us even better. Yes. I mean, I haven't gone to school yet. That was the only reason I joined. So if I see some benefits from that, maybe I'll feel a little bit better. But apparently, from what I hear, they also kind of jip you off on that too, in Guyville. So, other than getting money for school, I can just decide on doing
And what would you say to someone aspiring to enlist in the Army?
I would say if you're joining the army, there's not much you're gonna get out of it like you think you are. And if you're okay with wearing that uniform all the time and not really having a life and just working a ridiculous amount of hours, which by the way, you get paid the same as a McDonald's member, then go for it.
I'd say really think about your decision before you do it because it's a life-changing decision. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Definitely be in for a lot of things that you're told to be lies. And that's about it.
So considering you left the army, what are you doing now?
Right now I'm not really doing anything, but I just got accepted to school, so I'll be going to school soon. So school's really the only thing I got out of the army.